This video will cover the topic, finding the initial amount and rate of change given a graph of a linear function.
I have a quick question. What exactly is a rate of change?
A rate of change represents an amount of something changing over time. For example, a speed is a rate of change. On a graph, the rate of change is also the slope of the graph, and the initial amount will be the y-intercept of the graph. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say that Jack is at the gas station filling up his car's tank. This graph shows the amount of gas in gallons versus the time in minutes. We want to interpret this graph to figure out the initial amount of gas that he had in the car, the amount at 0 minutes, and we want to find the rate of change of the gas, which would be in gallons per minute. What is the initial amount of gas according to the graph?
It looks like the initial amount of gas is 3 gallons, because the y-intercept is at 3 gallons, which is the amount of gas at 0 minutes.
Very good. Now we want to find the rate of change, or rate at which the amount of gas increases. If the rate of change is the slope of the line, then how do we find the rate of change?
To find the rate of change, we find another point on the graph, and then we use the slope formula because the rate of change is the slope, right?
Correct. So we can eyeball this graph to find another point that the line goes through. And looking at this graph, it appears that 1,7 is another point that the line goes through. We will then substitute this point and the initial point into the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
So I'll take the initial point and the point 1,7 as my 2 points, and substitute them into the formula m is equal to 7 minus 3 over 1 minus 0. This is equal to 4 over 1, which equals 4 gallons per minute. This means that the tank started with 3 gallons inside, and then it filled up at the rate of 4 gallons per minute.
Very good. That's right.
In summary, to find the initial amount of a function, I find the value where x is equal to 0, which is the y-intercept. To find the rate of change, I take one more point on the graph and substitute the coordinates of both points into the slope formula, because the slope is the rate of change.
Exactly.